Okay, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. I'm sorry that the picture is not adjusted this morning. Yesterday, it seemed like Destiny, we had it adjusted pretty well. And I know that's not on your end in the studio. It's here on my end. So we're sorry that not getting a clear picture this morning, but we're powering through. We do have it going there. There is the phone number that you could text me, and also the social media, all the social media ways that you can follow the show. Now, let me say this. We ended there, and it's the same segment as before, but what we're going to do now, we're going to, let me just clear this up. We talked nepotism at the beginning of the show. We talked impeachment. We let Tulsi Gabbard tell you in her own words why this is corrupt. The DNC, it's corrupt. It's all a sham. How do you get a front runner? Now, yes, we will talk about Elizabeth. Now, there's things that I know other people, they sensationalize. Okay, the other media sensationalizes, and they come right out of the box, and they're breaking down. If you're over at switching over to Fox, and they're breaking down the fact that Elizabeth Warren won't answer, where trillions of dollars. We've got time. Okay, we got time. What we have to deal with on a daily basis, or what I like to deal with, is knowing what the media is doing, okay, and how they're trying to cover things up, because we have a battle in front of us right now, tomorrow, and all through the 2020 election cycle, if we're going to win back the House of Representatives, and if we're going to maintain the White House and keep the Senate, okay? So what I'm getting at is, the media continues to tell you who the front runner is through phony polling. There's no polling data whatsoever on what the American people, or I'm not seeing it. There's no polling data on, see, Fox could reach out. And let me say this. Let's just put Ivanka up, number 53 for a minute. You know what? I changed my mind. Let's put Hunter Biden up. Let's keep him focused. Sorry, Destiny. So Fox could have ordered a poll last week. Maybe they did, and I haven't seen it yet, and it hasn't come across my social media blast of all of my radical friends that would tell me just like that. I mean, something happens on social media, my radical right friends, and I call them that. Hey, you can call them what you want. I would know in a minute. Fox ordered a poll trying to identify that 51% of people polled wanted the president impeached and removed from office. All of these networks can order a poll, but they won't. The impeachment. Remember when Zucker said, stay on impeachment? Remember when the president of CNN, Zucker, said, stay on impeachment? Project Veritas caught that. Yeah, I realize CNN's the one that got caught. He is the one that got caught in the Tuesday morning roundup phone call, which is not uncommon in the newsrooms with higher ups. He's the one that got caught. But that same narrative with NBC, ABC, CBS, stay with impeachment. They all have the opportunity to order a poll and say, hey, we want to know how the American people feel about Biden. We want to know how American people feel. Is it corrupt? And we want to know why Hunter Biden got $50,000 a month in a field that he didn't have a degree for. I mean, you know, every time I pick up the Help Wanted, the old-fashioned Help Wanted, and I see those nuclear scientist ads like, we're looking for, I keep wanting to fill them out, but I just don't think I could go do the job. Every time I see one of those ads that says, they want something specific that I have no idea, I keep wanting to go try it. I want to call them up and say, at least I want to try it. And do you not know who my dad is? Right? So there's no polling data on how corrupt this is. The media is trying to turn it into a mistake. Hunter Biden went and did an interview saying I made a mistake. And now the media this morning is trying to turn it into nepotism. Let me explain something here. Let's go with the tweet. and I'm not going to put the time into it. This is where I want you to do the research because this is what you have to do. Nepotism is real. Okay? It's real. So what happens is there are family businesses all across this country, and this may not be the specific thing that took place in these families, but maybe close to it. There's small businesses all across the United States of America that have a playpen in them, a crib. In a back room, there's a playpen, there's a crib. The owner, okay, brings the baby to work. The husband and wife work in the business together, and they bring the children. All across America, there's kids getting off the school bus in front of their parents' office. Maybe a real estate agent, maybe a retailer, maybe an office building, I don't know, an accounting firm. All across this country, right? All across this country, there's kids working in businesses or working towards something every single day that is family-driven, a direction that their family's in. It happens every day. Okay? Now, my father started a construction business in 1962. 1962. And this morning, my sister, which is the chairwoman, I'll call her the chairwoman of the Northampton County Republican Committee, Gloria Lee Snover, is going to go down this morning and run that business. Okay? So Donald Trump, daughter, my dad, daughter, my sister's going to go run that business this morning. She knows how to. Actually, since 1960, a good portion of the office was always in our home. So we got up in the morning, we lived it. We got up in the morning, we went out in the garage. We took our garage and turned it into the construction company office where we would bid blueprints and have company meetings and keep some material in there. That's happening all over the United States. There's kids all over the United States learning. They're going to work with their dad every single day or their mom, and they're learning because it's the family business. You can't get away from that. So they actually learn and understand and work in the business that actually has produced something in their field. What was Joe's family business? So let's get to that. Joe Biden, what was his family business? Huh? What was it? I don't know. Has Joe Biden ever been anything really other than a politician, his career? What did Hunter do to follow in his dad's footsteps? Now, research these people. Research Joe. Don't wait for the media. See what he did in his early years. Okay? And then research Hunter. Hunter went to college, and did he go get a job in the field of his degree, or did he get a job where he actually understood what he was doing? I mean, if you show up this morning and I hire you and I say, hey, I want you to build websites for my company, and you say, you know who my dad is? I think I could do that. Yeah, okay, you sit over there and I'll give you money just because you don't know what you're doing, but I know who your dad is. Really? So do the research on Hunter. Okay? Do it. See if he followed in his dad's footsteps. See if he learned anything from his degree other than drug use in the military where he was dishonorably discharged. Go through the whole thing and then let them tell you Hunter made a mistake. And then let Biden tell you that the mistake Hunter made. See, what happens in the politicians, the family business is, for most, not all, the family business is just that. Corruption. That's how they make their money. I mean, we would all love to know how somebody goes in to a $174,000 a year job or whatever it is, and they go in with a net worth of, they got a home worth $250,000, and they go in, and next thing you know, they come out in 12, 14, 16, 30 years of service to this country multimillionaires and living in a little bigger home than the $250,000 house they left to go represent you in Congress. That's right. So we've often wondered what that family business is like. So Hunter, there you go. Do the research. Did not follow in dad's footsteps. The nepotism there and the mistake there is corruption. Now let's look at actually the Trump children, okay? And let's go to, I have it here somewhere there. Let's go to, sorry about that. Hold on just a second. I got so many pictures I got to get to where I want. So number 51, did Biden make mistake letting son serve? Now let's go to, really quickly, sorry about that. Give me just a second. Number 53, back in 2009, Ivanka Trump admitted to ABC News that she benefited from nepotism. I believe, that's 53, that of course nepotism got me in the door. I'd be silly not to say otherwise. So this woman was born into a family business, all right? Now, first of all, do the research. You could say whatever you want about the Trumps and the family, okay? But Donald Trump's dad built apartments. Donald Trump went to the apartments. He met the plumbers. Now, you've often wondered, why is he connecting with these people, okay? Now, Trump has always been wealthy, but, all right, his dad showed him where the wealth came from. Now, you can argue all day long the wealth came from the labor that was building these apartments. Well, then why didn't Trump pay for that labor? We'll get into that one of these days. It's not now. Stay focused. But Trump's dad introduced him to the plumbers, the electricians, the carpenters, the drywallers. It doesn't matter who, the people who worked at the gate. He went to the job sites. He knew what was going on there. He met the people on the ground. All right. Ivanka, now how much she did. Eric and Don Jr., same thing. They learned the real estate business. They learned the business from their dad. Okay. So obviously they did get to do things and go through doors in the family business that you and I are not able to go through. But the point I want to make is these kids, anytime the Trumps come up, one, they're not serving on any foreign boards of any foreign companies. Check that out. Two, check out when did they ever serve on a board of a foreign company. They are Trump, Trump, Trump. The kids are Trump, okay? And I don't know, you could research it, but my understanding, once he became president of the United States, the kids no longer have any input in any foreign deals for the business. They're not in anything whatsoever. But the three kids, now Tiffany is different, but the three kids for Trump that they're trying to bring up and parallel to Hunter Biden is nowhere close. And when they talk about nepotism, because they're trying to make it on the media sound like, oh, it's not a big deal. If you're listening to ABC radio at 9 o'clock this morning, you're going to hear a spin. They're spinning all day long how Hunter is no different than Ivanka, Don Jr. and Eric, and it's just nepotism, and he made a mistake, and he's not going to do it anymore. That's garbage. They're corrupt. The corruption is so deep over there in Ukraine with the Bidens, the Clintons, the Obamas, the oligarchs, corruption to the highest level, okay? Nepotism is not the problem here. And keep in mind, the Trump children, every time you talk about them, do the research. They learned through the family. Donald Trump said nepotism. I'm going to tell you something. If you're in a family business, you're going to treat your kids different. You are. You're going to treat your kids different, and you're going to treat you're going to treat your kids different, and you're going to treat you're going to give them things and opportunities that others are not going to get. Now, one more thing on this, and I'll take another break here in just a minute. I want to talk to about Bernie, and I want to talk about actually Democrats having been put on the spot to say they like a Republican, how that didn't go well. I want to talk about that. But also, when they go to attack number 50, Ronna McDaniel, okay, that's her name, okay? And, you know, a lot of people think that, what's her name down there in Alabama, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. I've been told several times that I shouldn't say Sarah Huckabee Sanders. I should say Sarah Sanders, okay? Former press secretary for Donald Trump, President Trump. Ronna McDaniel used to have Romney McDaniel. Yes, politically, it's probably not good right now. And they're going after her about nepotism and saying the only reason she got the job was her uncle. Romney name may have helped elevate her through the channels, but do the research on Ronna McDaniel. Hard worker, deserves to be where she's at, is doing an outstanding job in the Republican Party, and is doing an outstanding job with Republican women across this country. So do the research before you attack. Is nepotism real? Yes. Do wealthy people or even middle class, small business owners, their children do better or not do better, get more opportunities to do things than some others? Yes. It's the world we live in. It's the reality we have. Okay. Did Hunter Biden use his position to get a job to benefit him with nepotism? No. Hunter Biden was put in these positions with John Kerry, Rosemont Capital, Devin Archer, Barack Obama, the whole list of criminals, corrupt criminals in Ukraine. And Hunter Biden was put in the position to extract this money to be used for his dad. Okay. Corruption, not nepotism. Like to see the poll on that. Let's take a brief break. We'll come right back. Let's take a little longer break, and we'll come right back. And I want to talk about, what if you were asked, do you like a Democrat? What if I said, do you like a Democrat? Do you know one? Okay. I'm going to make the question answer really quick and really clear and get it right out there. But last night, putting them on the spot. Have you ever seen a Republican you can actually sit next to and watch a football game with? We'll be back right after these messages.